Guys, it's official. We have all been sold a lie. We have been sold a lie our whole lives, okay? And it cannot go on like this. It just can't. The truth needs to be told. The truth needs to come out. And if you guys are wondering what lie I'm talking about, what lie you've been sold, here it is. The lie is that your 20s are supposed to be the best years of your life. Trust me on that when I say it is a fat lie. It is not true. There is no part of this which is true. Your 20s actually suck. These are not our best years. And I had thought that they were our best years for so long until I came to this realization. Basically 3/4 through being 21 years old, I realized, and I just had to spread the word because, it is actually extremely normal that you might feel the lowest you've ever felt, the most drained all the time. It's really hard to think, oh, how are these the best years of my life if I'm feeling like this? So in today's episode, I am actually here to tell you if you're feeling lost in your 20s, which I'm pretty sure most of you are, even if you're living your best life and you're really happy, you're still probably lost. I'm going to help you understand why you feel lost in your 20s. I'm talking about 5 reasons why you might feel lost in your 20s and how you can fix them. So let's, without further ado, get into the episode. You're definitely not alone. Most people feel the exact same. And what you're seeing online maybe is tons of people partying, clubbing, traveling, whatever, showing the best bits of their lives, the best bits of their 20s, their highlights. And you're thinking, what the hell am I doing? Because I don't feel great. I don't feel like I even know who I am. These are actually supposed to be the years where you're learning what your talents are, learning what you enjoy doing, and you're supposed to feel completely lost along the way because why are you expected to have the answers? You don't. We don't. So out of my 5 reasons why you might feel lost, we're starting with number 1. And this is a big one. It probably applies to you. And this is societal expectations. You feel like you're expected to have the thriving social life, a health and wellness workout routine, going out though at the same time and clubbing, but then also just being like always on it, always productive, like doing everything whilst you can, spending because money comes back and memories don't. But your 20s are actually not realistically going to be like that because you might be working a 9 to 5, grinding away, really tired. Your friend might be going traveling to Asia and your other friend might be doing a master's and someone else might not even have a job. Like there's so many different points in your life that you could be at right now when you're in your 20s. People's lives are on such different trajectories. I think it's so easy to then compare yourself. You could even be starting your own business. If you're going to do something like that, you need to be working nights, weekends, and your friends might be like, oh, we want to go out, come out with us. But that's fine that you have different priorities. It's just really hard to make those boundaries for yourself right now. You have to remember that not everything is what it seems, especially online. So the best advice I could give in terms of how to fix this feeling is think about what you actually enjoy doing versus what others enjoy. Because sometimes, or most of the time, you're probably looking at what they're doing and are like, that looks really nice, but would you actually enjoy doing it? Okay. Number 2, fear of failure. This is a big one. The fear of failure is a massive reason why you feel lost because let me tell you, it is the first time for a lot of people that you're choosing your own path out of education because in education, at uni, at school, you're all following the same path. Like you might have different interests, but at the end of the day, you're going through education. Like there's going to be another year of school. You know that you're all doing that. So when you've left school, you actually have no one telling you what to do. It is completely your own path that you're making for yourself. And then you feel like you really have that extra pressure because you want to obviously make it the best path possible. You also might not know what that path is. These years are meant for failure, actually. These years are the best time to fail. And I know failure is scary. Like it's very, very scary to think that you could spend a lot of years of your life on something for it only to fail. Failure is really important for learning lessons and it is knowledge. We all want to make the right choices. It's really hard to make the right choices when you don't know what the right choices are. That feeling of uncertainty, it's stressful and it makes you feel like even more pressure to not fail. My advice on how to fix this fear of failure is to view failure in a completely different light. You want to see failure as something that is eventually going to happen to you, because if you know that you are going to fail, it just kind of makes it a bit less scary. You have to start getting into the mentality where you're like, I'm going to fail. It is going to happen. You're not a failure. Of course not. But you're going to fail at some point. The earlier you fail, the more lessons you will have learned to then go and succeed. Be open to knowing that you cannot be a perfectionist in this sense, because failure is going to come your way. I'm sorry, it's true. You're going to fail. We don't know everything. I would just say embrace failure now. The best times to fail are in your 20s, because when you're 40, 50 and you're failing at that point, it's a little bit more embarrassing than failing now. Regret is the worst kind of failure. You have failed if you haven't even tried to go and do what you want to do because you're too afraid of people judging you. So just go and try a new thing, try what you actually want to go and do. And if it doesn't work out, you've learned your lesson. Embrace failure, guys, because it's coming our way whether we like it or not. Point number 3, financial instability. When I say that, I mean, yes, some of us are making money. Some of us are going traveling. Some of us are doing whatever the fuck you want to do. You could be doing something super out of the ordinary. It's really unlikely for you to have complete financial stability at this point in your life. In your 20s, it's really just unlikely. We can't be expected to completely provide for ourselves in the way that we want to, and that makes you feel lost. But the good thing is we are living in the 21st century, guys. There are so many resources out there for you where you can actually learn about your finances and learn about budgeting and learn about investing so that you can actually go and grow your money. My advice for how to stop feeling lost because of your financial instability: start saving. Start saving now. You want to start saving and have an emergency fund and start educating yourself around how to manage your finances now, because it will benefit you so much in the future. There's like no excuse to not learn and educate yourself about your finances. That will take a massive weight off, because then you don't have to feel like someone has to do it for you. Knowing the balance between, okay, I'm not going to splurge on stupid little things and use that money to save for a future. I'm not saying literally don't spend money at all. Go and do what you want, obviously, but start saving now, because you will thank yourself in the future. It will make you feel so much more stable. Point number 4, results take a long time. So when you don't see them instantly, it's like, am I doing the right thing? Is this really my path? Most people are faking it until they make it. I'm not saying don't be authentic. I'm just saying most people don't know what they want until they really start seeing progress. Sometimes I wake up and I'm not feeling great about myself, and that's normal. But I just put on a persona and I'm like, okay, I'm going to be this person for the day. The confident girly. I'm just going to plow through. You have to give something a good go first before you think, okay, I'm going to switch paths. This isn't for me. You have to stick something out to at least learn a big enough lesson. It might not be the right path, but it's okay to not be doing what you're doing now for the rest of your life. It is so important to be decisive. So work on that. If you don't know what you want to do, make a decision. It could be the wrong decision, but you'll know that after you've stuck it out and then realized this wasn't for me. And then you know so much more what might be for you. The last point, the 5th point. This is the 5th reason why you might feel lost in your 20s. This is relationships and friendships. You don't have to be looking for someone with the intention of marrying them yet. You're still learning to find the right person and make mistakes with other people. It's so normal that if you've gone to uni or you're at school and you've left school, you have a bigger circle than you do when you start your own path and you're in your early 20s, and you just don't have as much time to go out and party with everyone, and you don't have as much energy to give to each person. You'll really start to see your circle narrowing, and that is not a bad thing. You have more energy to spend on the people who actually matter. Sometimes friends are just party friends, and they're not friends who you want to have when you're in your deepest, darkest, lowest times. And it's okay to just lose a bit of contact with them and not feel like you have to keep in touch with everyone all the time, because that is extremely draining. Don't get into the trap of thinking, I need to find someone by the time I'm like 26 because I want to be married by the time I'm 28, and then I want to have kids by the time I'm 30. You have to just let your life trajectory go the way it goes and not put time limits and endings on things. So I just find it really weird to have scheduled breakups. I think scheduled breakups is the weirdest thing I've ever heard. Like, how can you schedule something with someone that you love and know that there's an end point, but then keep going until that end point? I just don't get that. Like, that's just my opinion, and I find it really odd. You have so much time left in your life to find the right person. So don't think you're the problem. So if you're feeling low relationship-wise, friendship-wise, I would say, advice-wise, work on yourself, because once you start working on yourself and putting that time into you and your self-esteem and your self-confidence, the relationships and the friendships will blossom and they will grow and they will come after that. But these are 5 big reasons and probable reasons as to why you might feel lost in your 20s. Maybe you were in denial before this episode. Not comparing yourself to everyone is really hard, but learning to do that is such an amazing and important skill that is going to put you so much further ahead of your peers. I will see you guys next week. Love ya. Bye.